Man, wow. I'm just like, I'm just so infuriated. I'm infuriated and tired of this at the same time. I genuinely do not know how in the world I'm going to manage doing this for what is it, 17 games that are left or whatever it is. 16, 17, whatever it is. I don't know how I'm going to do this without putting my head through a damn wall. If there was some that had hope by like and all I could say, if you somehow did have hope after yesterday's loss that this team could still win the division, more power to you, man. More power to you. I wish I could be living in La La Land that way. But unfortunately, I'm in the world of reality. And I mean, tonight, the Magic numbers down to what? 9 or something? And it would not surprise me by the end of the series if, tomorrow it goes down to 7 and the day after it goes down to 5. Since beating the Mets makes it go up by 2. I wouldn't be surprised. I can't I just can't fathom that it's like this. And we should be accustomed to it, right? Like we're Mets fans. We should be accustomed to seeing this. But it's just the fact that they find new ways to make you miserable and annoyed. That's really what it comes down to. I'm going insane here. I really am. Like, look at the difference, right? The Philadelphia Phillies lose Zach Wheeler and speedy recovery. Ranger Suarez goes out there, giving 6 scoreless innings, getting 12 punchies. Us, oh, we're on our hands and knees for scraps here. Give us 5 innings, please, of 3 earned run ball, and it's a Christmas miracle. We're begging for scraps here. While the Phillies, they lose their ace. No problem. And granted, a lot of that is because look at the team that they are facing. They are facing an offensive team that is so putrid that can't hit a fucking fastball. But at the same time, they're getting that. While Sean Manaea, who's actively hurting the team, what if this was not the proof? I don't care about him settling down after the first few innings. If this was not enough to make the front office realize you got to shut him down and let him get the surgery, I have no clue what more they need to say. I genuinely want to know what they're seeing that I'm not. And you know what? I guarantee that's going to be what it is, though. I guarantee, and I haven't even looked if Mendoza spoke to the media yet. Guarantee you that the quotes are going to be about, yeah, we feel good about where Manaea was after the first few innings. He really rebounded and responded well, and it gives us confidence going into his next start. Something along those lines. That's what he's going to say. That's the bullshit we're going to hear. And he's going to go out there in 5 or 6 days and take the ball and do this all over again. And then there's going to be some new excuse. Stop sending him out there. Stop it. Justin Hagenman, thanks for eating innings. Enjoy your DFA trip. But it is also funny in a 3-run ball game that they're going to Justin Hageman. It's a little funny that they are, right? Because if this offense was living up to the ability that it should, they wouldn't have to go to Justin Hageman in a 3-run ball game. It would be like, oh, maybe we could come back. Nah, nope. I can't even blame Mendoza for that because it's like this offense is so bad. It is so horrible. It's terrible. It's pathetic. It's embarrassing. But good on Justin Hageman, I guess, eating innings, right? I mean that's about it. Even though they were not good innings. Save the bullpen for tomorrow, so then Mendoza could put Ryan Stanek into a 1-run ball game if we're even fortunate enough for it to be a 1-run ball game. And if we are in a 1-run ball game, I could tell you right now, it's not due to the offense, and it's due to Clay Holmes probably giving you somewhere in the 5-inning range, but he has like 5 walks, finds his way out of jams where he allows 1 or 2 runs, and then they go to Stanek for the 6th inning, and then Stanek implodes, and the Phillies go up like 5-0 by the end of it, and then we don't even need to see the rest. So the San Francisco Giants have an opportunity to be 2 games back by the end of the night. Isn't that wonderful? And you know what the greatest part about this as well is? In a world where the San Francisco Giants continue their winning ways, which why should I believe they won't? In a world where they sweep the Diamondbacks, which again wouldn't surprise me, uh, head into LA and even just win that series, the Phillies have a very good opportunity here to knock you out of a playoff spot potentially, or at least have you tied with the Giants. Awesome for a team that was once 21 games above 500. That's awesome. This team is so poorly coached. They just do every little thing wrong. How about the way Mark Vientos fielded that ball when Bryson Stott beat that out? What was that in the 7th inning, right? I mean, that's a prime example. And then Otto Kemp flies out. You would have been out of that inning, which then becomes a 3-run inning. Kyle Schwarber hits a home run to take you out of the game completely. You still maybe had a glimmer of hope left, which I shouldn't even say that with this offense, like I said. But Mark Vientos can't make a play there. I mean, it's little things like that. Jose Siri out there in center field. And you know what? It serves me right for sitting here and saying I'm so excited for him to come back because at least he could play a good defensive center field over Cedric Mullins. Naturally, that would happen, right? Naturally, he would not be able to read a fly ball and get the leather on it. I mean, they can't make basic plays. And then Ranger Suarez, I mean, he feasted on this garbage. Shaw Manaea in that 1st inning. Good job by the Mets, by the way, boosting up some trade value for Nick Castellanos because there was the rumors right before the series that the Phillies are going to really try to move him this offseason. The Mets are doing a great job helping the Phillies out in that department with moving him. I can tell you right now, if there's teams lining up to take Nick Castellanos, there are a plethora of guys on this team I am more than willing to line up that should have more value than him to push out the door. I will talk about that further down the road when we get to the offseason, which it seems like might be soon at this rate. Um, and then Manaea just like never settled down to. How about in the bottom of the 2nd inning too? Um, yeah, no, because I was gonna talk about the Stott thing. At least they were able to you know, get Stott out there. For a second, I thought they didn't though. But then how about the back-to-back home runs by Kemp and Bader? You get something to go your way and you get 2 outs, and Shaw Manaea, nope. But don't worry, he settled down after that. He settled down. It's okay. Give me a break. And it's just so funny too that they tried to that they scraped some runs at the end that I literally couldn't give a flying fuck about. Like were better off just losing this game 9-0 or 9-1 with the Vientos home run. Really do not care at all. Congrats to Juan Soto getting in the 30-30 club. Congrats. And then how about Starling Marte too? If you were to play a drinking game over the past month, for every time he hits into double plays, you take a shot, you'd be in the hospital right now. You're not watching this right now. Because in the fifth inning, you had an opportunity. Nimmo gets a leadoff single and then double play. Because you finally get a hit. And it's even more annoying when there's 2 walks after that. There was one of your opportunities. Because that's the other thing I didn't mention. They didn't get a hit until the 5th inning, by the way. That's another thing that I cannot believe I did not even mention at all. Yep, they didn't get a hit till the 5th inning. And then the rest of their hits outside the Vientos home run, again, couldn't be any more meaningless. Against Max Lazar in the 9th inning, I do not care in the slightest. Do not care. I'm glad against Max Lazar they could put up a couple of hits because that's who you're going to be facing in the playoffs mostly. You're going to face the Max Lazars of the world in the playoffs. I'm so glad they could hit off of him at least. And even then, they still only managed to get 1 run across the plate. 3 strikeouts for Soto and Alonso. They should be ashamed. Marte, I mean, those strikeouts too. Not even swinging the stick in some of those at bats. Guy does not swing the stick at all, and when he does, it's a double play. This is stupid. But Chavez took victory laps about how this offense is all of a sudden fixed after what 2-3 weeks of the offense doing well, which again still was not resulting in wins. That sweep against the Phillies might as well have not happened. It seems like a fairy tale at this point. Especially because they might do it right back to you in a 4-game set instead. And the schedule doesn't get any easier. Like I've touched on, I mean, you still play the Rangers, you play the Padres. They have little to no time to turn things around, and they have shown me that there's no reason to believe that they're going to. If they do, great. But they've gave me, you, everyone no reason to believe it. I mean, there's more to back up that they are a below average baseball team than being a good baseball team. And it's sad too. I mean, in May, I was saying like this is a good team, not a great team. Now they're below average. Good would be too kind to describe this. Although Harrison Bader could go in here and just absolutely torch the Mets, but no, this offense has nothing. Tell me that it's not a coaching issue though with some of this. Go ahead. And again, the players are to blame to some degree, but go ahead and try to tell me that coaching isn't part of this. I mean, Harrison Bader's torching you. Guarantee if the Mets traded for Harrison Bader back, he's not doing this here. Inexcusable. And you have Ron saying that there's going to be, oh, they got to hold a players only meeting or a team meeting because of plays like that. Sure, go ahead and do that. I don't give a fuck. That's not doing anything for me anymore. They How many team meetings have they had this year? And it doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, again, great, but how many team meetings do they need to have? I think they're setting a record for team meetings in a season. Here I am, showing up. That's all that counts, right? That's what the Mets do on a nightly basis. They show up, and that counts apparently. So at least I'm showing up, even though they barely show up to the ballpark. They show up, just do nothing. I don't blame you, Ray. I don't blame you at all. Because again, this is just stupid. This is the point. How many pitches were right down the middle, and they're not swinging? Tell me this isn't a coaching thing now. I'll wait. When everyone's doing it. And at this point, I really don't give a fuck if they make the playoffs or not. And you know what? If changes are going to be made if they miss the playoffs, then I kind of want them to. If that's the only way that they're actually going to make the changes necessary going forward, I kind of want them to miss it. Because does anybody have any appetite to watch this team get in the playoffs and watch them play the Dodgers in a wild card series? I could tell you right now my answer. And call me a fake fan, call me stupid, call because there's going to be the side, oh, just get into the dance and anything could happen. I would normally agree with that, but I'd love to know if you're one of those people, what gives you any confidence that all of a sudden, oh, they got to the dance? What gives you confidence things are just going to all of a sudden turn around? Because of last year, this is not the same. This is not last year. Everything about this tells you this isn't last year. Last year's team might finish with more wins than this year's team. Last year's team had comeback wins. Last year's team showed some stones. Last year's team, while the starting pitching was kind of for parts of the season, they got some volume down the stretch. This is not last year's team. And if that's what you're trying to sell yourself on, then I don't know what to tell you. Then you haven't been paying attention to the season. I'm sorry. That's really all I could chalk it up to. And you know what? Go ahead. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, but there is nothing to tell me that I'm going to be wrong. Because this is the point. They are poorly coached. Outside of Antoine Richardson, I really don't care if any of these guys go during the offseason. All of them could go for all I care. Because something I didn't even touch on either throughout the Red series or just any recent games. How about the fact that they go ahead and pinch run in certain situations, but they don't use the guy they're pinch running, like Acuna the other night when he pinch ran for Alonso. You're not even stealing a base with them. Poor coaching. Yeah, this is. I agree with this. After the first inning, pack it up. They could have packed it up for the night. I should have packed it up. I shouldn't have even entertained this shit. But here I am, the sucker that continues to watch this. Yeah, this is my point. They're going to double down on Manaea. And again, I have not seen post game quotes. Guarantee Mendoza's already said he's making his next start. I don't need to see the quotes to know it. Not a good time for this right now, as I'm still battling a little bit of my cold. Losing my voice so easily here. And yeah, I mean, I can't blame Mendoza, but at the same time, is that sending the wrong message to the guys in the clubhouse that he's essentially giving up? I have no clue. If they miss, it is up there with '07. It's up there. And I know that people will say '07's worse. I can't tell you. I didn't experience it, or at least I wasn't old enough to really grasp what was going on. But I can tell you right now, this is at least up there with it. That's up to anyone that witnessed both now to debate it if the Mets end up missing. He won't do that. He's their best friends. He'll never call anyone out. Is this official that Manaea is making his next start? Was it said? Was my really bold prediction true? Because I know it was like an unreal prediction. Let's say. Yeah, this is a guy we're counting on. Obviously, he's frustrated, but we're gonna need this guy. We brought this guy in here to make an impact. Yeah, he's making his next turn in the rotation. Not surprised. Mendoza was asked about his level of concern that the Mets won't be able to hold on to their wild card spot. No, we will. We're good, but we got to play better. We got to fight. What's in the past is in the past, and we've got to take it one day at a time. Let's play all the hits. Heard that one before, but go ahead. Prove me fucking wrong. Stearns needs to be questioned for this too, though. How are you letting Manaea go out there when he clearly needs to get the surgery? I'm no doctor, but I know basic things, and I could tell, like anyone could tell you, this guy is not healthy. I mean, it's very apparent. And I know there's still gonna be people being like, "Who are you to judge? You're just a guy on YouTube." If you don't see the velo being this piss poor, and you think that he's okay, then I don't know what to tell you. They do need to make changes in the offseason, especially if they miss. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I will be talking about names down the line. You mentioned though, I mean, one of them I think was already going, but you mentioned another name that I think needs to go this offseason. because I'm really just tired of a lot of these guys. Yes, they're poorly coached, but you also have to make changes too to the roster. Again, if this continues the way that I believe it's going to. Yeah, Marte is apparently the leader, but don't see leadership qualities from him. If that's your leader, then you really need to look at yourself in the mirror as a franchise here. A sign of a poor coach team is when there is no standard median type of level performance. This team goes from the extreme of scorching hot to cold, and it's a trend since 2022. And that's the thing people don't understand that sit here and, you know, are still positive with this team. This has been an ongoing issue for years now. I would say 2021 too deserves to be thrown into this as well. And I really wonder what the common denominator is as well throughout a lot of these years. But I would throw 2021 in there. This team does not deserve to make the playoffs. They are a team that doesn't have the willpower to win in the postseason. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. They need to make coaching changes, even if they make the playoffs. Wildcard berth doesn't change things. The minimum requirement this year is to get back to the NLCS. You and I obviously agree on that, and we've talked about that, but we also know how this front office, how this organization is. We know how Stearns is. And there are things that I think he has been wrongfully blamed for. Um, and I know people don't want to hear me defend Stearns a little bit right now, but I can tell you right now, if he does not make the coaching changes needed this offseason, and if and the roster moves, again, assuming the season goes where I think it's going, then my entire stance is going to change on him. But that's going to be a conversation for another day. I'm going to wrap things up here, everyone, though. Um, I don't know what you want me to say. You could tell me that I'm going too crazy. You could agree with me. I really don't care. But it's just very frustrating that this has been a theme throughout the season of having to talk about games like this and stretches like this far too often. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.